Hey guys, first Regardsman here, and so I'll be talking about a Power Axe Assault build for patch 10.0 Space Marine 2. Now the Power Axe is the brand new melee weapon in this patch. I have used this pretty extensively for true solo operations on every single class it is available on, so Assault, Vanguard, and Bulwark. And I'll be honest, the animations and things like that are quite cool on this weapon, but the melee damage is not very good at all, and is mostly good for things like perfect parrying and using your Power Wave for some stagger and utility like that. Now, the block version can't take advantage of the new power stance mechanic whatsoever, and the power stance mechanic, for those who are unaware, is the brand new mechanic added to the power axe, where basically after a perfect parry, your character will enter into power stance, and then you can hold down the attack button, you shoot out a power wave, do a bunch of stagger, and gunstrike one guy. So pretty fun for that, pretty good at staggering enemies and making some distance, but as far as melee damage goes and just general damage goes, this thing is lacking, which is kind of unfortunate. And the best version, in my opinion, is currently the fencing version, because like I said before, this is basically a parry stick for power stance, and this one just does that the best because the parry window is exceptional on fencing. Now, for the perk tree, I do pick up Perpetual Speed first. Melee attack speed increases by 5%, and overall, I really do just think the top tree on this weapon is far better than the bottom tree, because the bottom tree is mostly bonus damage, and this thing's damage is just not good at all in any variant. So really, building for the utility perks up top, like 20% more damage from a gunstrike and power stance, or things like restoration, is just far better in my opinion, and also just makes the weapon feel better overall, so that's why I'm deciding to go up here today. Now, next perk I take is Confident Stance. While in power stance, you do not lose control but take heavy hits, and it can't be knocked back. No knockback in power stance is quite powerful, because basically just means that after you do your perfect parry, you can't get knocked back, even in your gun strikes, I'm pretty sure, so pretty good for that. Next perk here is Perpetual Strength. Melee damage increases by 5%. Then I move over here into the perk Patient Stance. While in power stance, you do not lose contested health. Not losing contested health after a perfect parry is super powerful, really good perk effect for sure, and one of the utility perks I was talking about. And then I move up here to pick up the perk Endless Slash. You can endlessly chain Whirl Slash attacks. This is basically just like your heavy that you can spin over and over. Pretty good for Minoris, not really good for anything else. It can occasionally stagger guys, but for the most part, this thing's actual melee function is just a Minoris slaughter, which is fine because like the perfect parrying is really good versus Majoris. But if you're looking for like a super hack and slash on like a ton of Majoris, it's just not the weapon for that. Next perk here is Power Strike. Gunstrike from power stance, it deals 20% more damage. Getting bonus gunstrike damage in this game is super rare. If we stack this with things like proven efficiency on the assault class, we get a total of 50% more gunstrike damage, so pretty powerful option there for this guy in particular. And the next perk I take here is Power Wave. Power Backstep Wave damages more enemies. Now, the wave damaging more enemies, I believe it does affect the stagger, but I'll be honest, guys, the damage of Power Wave is not very strong at all. I've used it on pretty much every single class with every single setup, like Knowledge of the Enemy, even on the block version. Not super strong attack, very low base damage. I even talked to like one of the data miners about this, and like this weapon's melee damage is just kind of pathetic currently, but as far as utility goes, Power Wave is still pretty good. Next perk here is Minoris Slayer. You know, Minoris is like the only enemy we're actually able to kill properly with this thing, so pretty good here. Then move over here into the perk Restoration. Killing 7 enemies in a rapid succession restores 1 armor segment. Cooldown is 20 seconds. This perk is god tier. Getting the restoration perk on a weapon effect is very strong. This can actually trigger quite easily versus Minoris, and having a 20-second cooldown is only like 5 more seconds than the standard version of this perk, which is only 15 seconds, and armor restores in Space Marine 2 are just super valuable and pretty just incredible in general. Now, the next perk here, or the final perk I should say, is Discharge. Overhead Strike deals damage around the target. Cooldown is 15 seconds. Now, Overhead Strike, I was incorrect about this in my last video, so this was for post, but it's actually everything to do with the overhead strike of your lunge attack as well. So your lunging attack will trigger this. The AoE is not incredible, but it's still better than nothing. I do prefer this over Perpetual Strength currently, because Perpetual Strength just not that strong on this weapon, because like I said before, the melee damage is kind of lacking. But as far as the weapon perk tree for this version of the weapon goes, that is what we're going to set up today. Now for the secondary weapon, I do take a heavy bolt pistol, because this does have the highest gunstrike damage in the game. Though I will say, if you're trying to go for full gunstrikes, you could also take the plasma pistol, because this one can do an AoE gunstrike that hits up to 3 enemies. Pretty useful for Majoris and gunstrike builds in general. Both of these are pretty hard to go wrong with. Now if you're going to take the heavy bolt pistol, I would take the magazine capacity and ammo reserve reserve option because ammo, especially on assault, is super valuable because we have no ammo economy perks. And for the perk tree, I just moved down here into perks like Gunstrike for more damage on killing a Majora's level or higher enemy in melee combat. And then we pick up perks like Able Damage, which is after using a class ability, damage increases by 20% for 10 seconds because our jump pack is in use pretty much all the time, regardless of Zealous Blow or Wings of Flame builds, so pretty good for that. And the final perk I move up to is Tactical Precision for more headshot damage here, because headshot damage on the heavy bolt pistol is just the best overall option. So perks like this are very good. And if you want to use the plasma pistol, I would just take the rate of fire variant because this weapon is kind of broken right now. The charge speed is stupidly fast, the CHP recovery, stagger, and AoE damage is incredible. Very powerful versus all enemies in the game, though the ammo economy on this is significantly worse than, say, the heavy bolt pistol. Both are very good options, and for the perk tree on this, I would just build all ammo economy and pick up Perpetual Velocity for even faster charge speed and the 10% damage buff down here with Divine Might. Now for the perk tree setup, I do pick up the classic Armor Reinforcement, non-finisher Gunstrikes restore 1 armor segment. This perk is god tier versus Tyranids especially. It kind of makes this a snooze fest with a fencing weapon. Super powerful option versus that faction, and one of the strongest options in game period, to be honest. Next perk I take is Defense Mechanism. Contested health fades 50% more slowly. This perk is incredible for getting CHP back, but if you don't want to take this and you want to take Consecutive Execution for equipment recharge or more secondary damage with your arsenal, these are both top tier options for sure, but I just like this one a bit for that survivability. Next perk I take here is Active Attrition. Enemies hit by melee attacks take 15% more damage for 3 seconds. This is a very powerful enabler for your whole team. This bonus damage is basically a debuff to the enemy. It will apply to anyone you hit, even with ground pound. So super powerful option for that, and really just lets you do a ton of extra damage for your whole team, and that's why I like it here, especially on a weapon like the Power Axe that has this whirlwind slash that's just spinning everywhere and whacking everything. I do like this more than knowledge of the enemy because our melee damage, even on ground pound, is just kind of pathetic versus Majora's, so it doesn't matter too much. So I think this one's far better. Next perk here for the team perk selection is Proven Efficiency. All squad members deal 30% more Gunstrike damage. We are using a fencing build, and the Power Axe gives us 20% bonus Gunstrike damage with our build on top of this. That's a total of 50% more Gunstrike damage. A very powerful option for sure, so I like it on this build in particular. Next perk here is Precision Strike. Ground pound deals 100% more damage, but its radius is reduced by 50%. This is up to you. This one can help you pick up some free kills on Majora's at times or do some significant damage to them. And we aren't using Zealous Blow here. I'm going to be taking Wings of Flame, so we really get the added benefit of CDR from things like Smiting Angel. If you want to take something like Hammer of Wrath for the 30% range damage reduction, you definitely can. These are both pretty good options. I decided to take this one today. Next perk I take here is Wings of Flame, a jump pack dash that damages enemies along its trajectory and always works as a perfect dodge when dodging an attack. I do like the Wings of Flame build quite a bit. I do think Zealous Blow is a little bit better because this CDR just lets you pretty much annihilate hordes casually and do significant damage to Majora's, even if you do take the Precision Strike ability and lose out on some of that radius for your CDR. I still think this one is overall better, but Wings of Flame does kind of fodderize the Carnifexes, in particular during their charge, and does grant you free damage, but it can be a little redundant with fencing weapons at times because you already get so many Gunstrikes outside of this. Next perk I take here, since I am taking Wings of Flame, is Aerial Grace for a 30% damage buff for 10 seconds upon using a jump pack dash. Pretty good for that, but I will say that if you aren't using the Wings of Flame, you do take Zealous Blow here, I would pick up Diligence or Pride and Duty because these ones will actually affect you, far more because you'll actually be using these rather than the jump pack dash. Now, for the sister perk tree, I do take Commitment because this one refunds your jump pack upon a perfect dodge with your jump pack dash. A very powerful option for Wings of Flame build for obvious reasons because otherwise you run a jump pack in 2 seconds. So if you're not using Wings of Flame, you could still take this, but I probably just take the perk Ample Ammunition instead because a 50% range damage bonus for a heavy bolt pistol or a plasma pistol is very powerful. And for the prestige perks here, you can either take Unyielding Oath or Adrenaline Boost. Adrenaline Boost gives you no knockback for 10 seconds upon a perfect parry, block, or dodge. This is a very powerful perk, but if you're taking a perk like Hammer of Wrath for the 15 seconds of no knockback on top of things like Zealous Blow to constantly cycle back into it, this one can be like the main enabler for your no knockback in this game, and we do kind of have that built into the Power Axe already a little bit, but I still think that this one's just a little bit better for redundancy, though Unyielding Oath is very powerful. Next perk I take after these two would be Fortitude. Health increases by 15%. I find this one to just be mandatory because health increases in this game are just super powerful. It just keeps you alive, or otherwise you just get nuked. Next perk after this is Scramble Targeting. If you're surrounded by 5 or more enemies, you take 20% less damage from range attacks. This can stack with something like Hammer of Wrath for like a 50% range damage reduction. Really strong option for that. Also affects your armor with this damage reduction, so things like armor reinforcement become even more valuable. That's really up to you. And the final perk I would take regardless is Practice Aim. Range damage increases by 15%. Just a free range damage buff, and this is quite noticeable. And that's pretty much all there is for the perk tree selections. So that's pretty much everything to the Assault Power Axe build here. Any fencing weapon with armor reinforcement, it does kind of trivialize Tyranids. If you're fighting Chaos, I would take Hammer of Wrath for a 30% range damage reduction, but to be honest, with the Chaos spawn now being a part of that faction, do grant you more Gunstrikes than ever, so Gunstrike builds are better against the Chaos than they've really been since launch, so pretty strong options for sure, and hopefully this build guide helped. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments below, and as always guys, thank you for watching. If you like content like this, subscribe for more, and take it easy. Bye.
I am airborne ready. That pitiful Xenos was like a horrible blast.
Your brothers think you are the weakest among us.
Not like this.
I am the righteous storm itself.
He's up iron piece.
Jump pack refuel. Commencing reload.
Without ignoring
Avenging angel. Remote detonation. Right. Another alien falls to the Imperium's key. I'm airborne ready. Free as an
past the correct door, it was behind you, where your corpses shall soon rot.
Bro,
reloading magazine.
nice job, idiot. Fuck.
Gifts from the fall. That pitiful Xenos was but a horrid brat. Jump pack refuel. We have cleansed the Xenos state. Others, seek instruments of holy immolation. Jump pack refuel. Who has eyes on Melter Charles?
You pass the correct door, it was behind you, where your corpses shall soon rot.
Who has eyes on Melter Charles?
Just made Xenophase fencing. Wish they made Xenophase literally anything you want to play it as.
Scour the vicinity for Melter charges.
Gallia knows nothing of the shadow and its myriad
Brothers,
secrets.
seek instruments of holy immolation. Who has eyes on Melter charges?
Oh, I know I should keep pulling them, but it's good fun to just whack them around with my power sword.
Holy immolation. Scour the vicinity for melter charges. Who has eyes on melter charges? Airborne ready. A fine instrument of destruction in my hands.
Melter storage X-01102. Can confirm.
Seal the Xenos-infested chasms with the thermal weaponry. Melter fire will cauterize and fuse their tunnels shut.
None of this matters. We'll be dead soon.
Sterilize these burrows of Xenos. Avenging angel at your disposal. Xenos tunnel system has collapsed. Xenos hunger is in melter charge source. We can proceed.
Melter charges reduced. Protected high gear also available. You are warned to return to the system. Unlocked by bureaucracy.
Melter fire will cauterize and fuse their tunnels shut. Seal the Xenos-infested chasms with the thermal weaponry. No beast shall crawl from that crevasse.
I like the power wave. I feel like it staggers a lot, it gets some CHP back, it does a lot of damage. That's pretty good.
Cowering in her data enclave.
Like power wave getting CHP back is very
If you
good.
missed our binaric discourses, you could have sent communication. I observe you still pathetically cling to thews of soft tissue. Remember, meat lacks
is probably very
efficiency,
good against the
whereas
binary
metallic
form.
alloys stave off corrosion and degradation for far longer.
How far
This mirrors the axe way stronger versus Nids, of course. Nids are a melee faction. This thing is an absolute parry stick.
Behold the truth of my faults. I am but a humble brain, patched
Not terrible
into a
versus
mining
Chaos, but-
facility, and nothing more. What reason exists to pull me from recording biomass coalescence data firsthand?
To jump back away from the melter for style points? Now you know. Now you understand.
Disconnect her synaptic tethers from the facility command terminals. Stand firm.
So you can hear your in-game volume, sometimes I can't hear what you're saying. No, you see, that's actually because I'm mumbling.
Hold this
Very
territory.
different. I'm tired as fuck. Fuck yeah.
And let terror fall. Up their cry for help scatters. The Xenos infestation is stemmed for now. Within the sphere of console negation. I am out of the disruption field. Governor of the book. Consider this terminal unplugged. Cordon off the next connection. All we need to rekindle the light is a power cell to the generator. Locate a power cell, and we shall see to this ourselves.
Bear witness to the summation of our divine arithmetic from long ago. Remember Project Zeta 6?
As my theorems predicted, your life vector has converged with renegade factors, and Zeta 6 was a waste of computational resources and one perfectly good box. perhaps leniency can be granted. After the mind grows, of course.
Redundant functionary. Your Astarte shall die here, alone, in the dark.
The Imperium's hammer rises to strike. Another alien falls from the Imperial thunder released. Seek a power cell, brothers. Don't cut refuel. The world this Xenos source now consumed. Take flight and let terror.
That's really fucking boring. Oh, these guys.
Locate a power cell, and we shall see to this ourselves. Avenging angel will expose you. Seek a power cell, brothers. I am airborne ready. Reloading magazine. Locate a power cell, and we shall see to this ourselves.
I shall now carry
Power
the
cell on my
holy.
locus.
Ah, that's right down here.
Take the power
Convenient.
cell to the generator. Like hounds.
Wow, I thought it could take forever. Actually, Trigun's pretty
Cannot be
susceptible to
thrown off so
parries.
easily.
That's not too bad.
Futile, impotent waste of gene seed. You trifle with the only hope against the hive mind the Imperium has left.
I am out of the disruption field.
That would do.
We darken this console, brothers.
Return to Metrian's containment unit. See, Metrian, the more you thrash, the deeper you set our hooks. These tender clods of Astarte's flesh have accomplished nothing, Galio. My machinations are already achieving my designs. You are fools, yes. Silence! Meridian, confirm possession of her quivering mass of computational gray matter.
The enemy suffers. The Xenos infestation stems. The pulpous gray matter is in our grasp, mates.
Pilot, Meridian is ready for evacuation. Sending updated extraction coordinates to you now, Meridian.
Commencing reload. An angel. Jump pack refuel. This Ravener has despoiled its last swamp land.
I wish I would add some new animations to the original premise in this game,
Another alien fall.
like Raveners and such.
Swapping magazine. Reloading magazine. Our foes push to overwhelm us. Stop them. Reinforcements will not provide them relief. Brothers, together we go. These storms shall delay us anyway. If there is naught but weather left in our path, then so be it. Xenos hunger is satiated, but the Imperium dominate.
Alright, we're just gonna go with the boss. I'm tired. Swinging this shit.
Avenging angel at your disposal. Another tyrannid monstrosity. Strike down the sword. The world this Xenos sought to consume. Now, I am airborne ready. Commencing reload. Ooh. Xenos fire. Take flight and let terror fall. The bioball threatens us no more. The Xenos infestation is stemmed. Firepower!
Alright, I'm trying to boss.
He is an angel of death.
I'm stink over there.
Prepare yourself. My war gear is satisfied.
I cannot laugh at that burrowing abomination lurking about. Deep scans have penetrated the atmospheric disturbances, and Metrium's meddling code. Trigon vulnerability data pushed to your
Doesn't push
displays.
me all the way out of the range, but
The Imperium demands the Trigon's extermination. Carapace has frailties. Exploit them! Pack refuel. Sterilize these burrows of Xenos. The Xenos blight the galaxy, and our hatred is the only cure. Avenging angel at your disposal. Seal the Xenos-infested chasms with a thermal weapon. Xenos assails us! I'm airborne ready! Stopping maggot! Rules of the Imperial!
Armor reinforcement of this moves. Let's make this guy a joke. It helps a ton.
Avenging angel!
What do there?
Lights, jump pack review! Reloading magazine! Immediate strikes!
How's we were carried by melted bomb or by gunstrikes on this build? Coming outside that.
The Xenos erupt from a new shaft. Ready melter
Oh, I didn't grab mine.
Melter fire will cauterize and fuse their tunnels shut. Xenos assails us!
Trigon kill confirmed.
Right, that.